cancer survivor, I like to highlight good work that helps families through a diagnosis. So I'm happy to tell you about the St. Elizabeth Healthcare Bands Against Cancer Family Music Festival. It's coming up this Saturday. Here's a listen to one of the bands slated to perform. That is Borderline. Its keyboardist, Brian Lauer, is one of the brains behind the music festival. He had stomach cancer. Toward the end of his treatment, he learned he and his doctor, Dan Flora, a St. Elizabeth physician, had music in common. So you know what? They teamed up and came up with a plan to have an event that would raise money for Cancer Family Care, which offers support services for families coping with a diagnosis. Brian and Dr. Flora are joining us now to pick up the story from there. So when you guys started talking, did you just say, hey, let's do this?
Not quite that simple,
Okay.
but yeah. Sort of. I remember talking at the towards the end of the treatment, and Dan and I had just discovered this kind of mutual, and you said it already, mutual commonality with music. And you go ahead and say what you.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously both have a passion for music, and looking for a way to give back to the community. And so we just talked about maybe doing something smaller at first, and then as we started gathering support from the community, and particularly the city of Fort Thomas, where the hospital is. We started to pick up a lot of steam, and this turned out to be just a big project and a really exciting project, and we're just really excited to get this going this weekend.
And St. E's threw its weight behind it.
Absolutely. It was so exciting because, and we didn't know this at the first, but the city of Fort Thomas, where St. Elizabeth has been as a hospital for decades, they had never really teamed up on anything like this before. And so the city of Fort Thomas got behind it, made this a city event. St. Elizabeth said, hey, this is a wonderful idea. We've never really had that partnership before. We got the support, obviously Dan from working there, being a great physician at St. Elizabeth, got them excited about it. For me playing in Borderline, we had worked with the city before, so I was able to use a couple connections there. Debbie Buckley's been a great supporter of us there, and we were able to really kind of grassroots this thing to a thing where now it's going to hopefully be a really great event this Saturday.
And you guys had an annual event, and music was therapeutic for you going through this. So this is really meaningful to you because of what you've gone through, and to you because of the patients who you help. How music is helping on so many different levels here.
Absolutely. I was diagnosed in December of 2016 with stomach cancer right before Christmas. The path for me was 3 months of chemotherapy, followed with the stomach surgery to remove my stomach, and then 3 more months of chemotherapy. Wow. And so during that second round of chemotherapy, I was really sick a lot of the time. I had played in bands for 20 years, and some of the guys in Borderline were people I had played with previously. And they're my neighbors and friends. And so they looked and said, hey, Brian, why don't you come in and start going to a practice? One practice led to another, which led to a gig. And so I've been fortunate enough to be with them ever since, and really have enjoyed playing music with them. And it was super therapeutic for me at the time. It gave me something to really focus on while I was not feeling well, something that gave me energy. And it's really, you really feed off of the crowd when you're playing and they're really getting to what you're doing.
Yeah, and Doc, we have about 20 seconds left. Why is it so important to give back to these families going through
Cancer Family Care, obviously dealing with cancer, there's a lot of emotional, it's emotionally draining for the patients and their families. And so Cancer Family Care is an organization that provides free counseling services and all levels of support for cancer patients in Greater Cincinnati.
So important. Thanks for what you're doing. And we're going to wrap this up with the essentials. St. Elizabeth Healthcare Bands Against Cancer is Saturday at Tower Park in Fort Thomas. It starts at 2:30 and runs till 11:30 with performances by Southern Charm, Borderline, Naked Karate Girls, and Britney's Lipstick. It is free. There's tons of stuff for families and kids. Donations are accepted, though.